Hey guys, so here's your stuff for Monday the 8th. Warm-up's pretty basic, 2 rounds of jumping jacks like normal, really get the full range of motion in your arms. There's always a thing I see people being lazy about, jumping air squats, good looking squat, explode out of the bottom. Alright, so try not to just do this, right, really extend and get tall at the top, okay? Kettlebells, sumo deadlift high pull. So if you have a kettlebell, that's the one where we're get down, butt down, chest up. Right? So we're going back straight here, butt down, chest up, and we're going to deadlift, we're going to extend fast, and then a fast high pull. Handle should get to collarbone. Okay? If you have a dumbbell, you can tip it down like this, right? Or you can hold it like that if you can get your hands narrow enough. Then you're going to do kettlebell swings. These are going to be American ones, right up to overhead. So same idea, looking forward. Okay, we're going to do a bunch of kettlebell swings in our workout later. Usually, or dumbbell swings, whatever you got. But usually, I've gone over this before, but the biggest mistake usually is people kind of go too low and they get down into this position and they kind of turn it into a squat a little bit. Obviously, there's worse things that you can kind of like make your back like this, look like this or whatever, but the biggest problem people have is that they squat too much and they start standing up like that instead of trying to hinge and get the power from the hip extension. So we're going to not going to squat very much at all. I'm just going to get your butt to go back, knees bend a little bit, right? And then when I kind of extend fast, that shoots my arms forward without even pulling up, right? But when I do this way, I have to kind of like pull it up as I go. This isn't as explosive, right? So we're going to be going and not. So it takes me, it's a lot more work for me to kind of pull it up with my arms than when I really give it that good hip thrust, okay? So just keep that in mind when you're doing your kettlebell swings later, especially because you're going to do a minute, as many as you can every round. I'll show you what I mean, but yeah. If you're holding the kettlebell, or sorry, dumbbell, what I've found is that the golf swing style grip seems to be the most comfortable, judging by everyone's videos and what I would do, but same mechanics, right? Maybe switch hands if you kind of, if that kind of gets, if you feel like one side's kind of working more than the other, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Yeah, so 2 rounds to the warm-up, doesn't have to be a lot, doesn't have to be heavy. If you have a lighter one, go light. Yeah, so strength is going to be some weightlifting. You're going to do a hang clean, hang cluster, which is a squat clean thruster. So it's a kind of blended movement, and then a thruster. All right. So usually, if we were in the gym, we'd be doing this with a bar. A hang clean is from the knee, so we would always kind of have to start by deadlifting the bar all the way to the top, and then hinge down to the knee. So I've already got the bar to the top of the deadlift. I'm going to go in my hang position. I'm going to do a squat clean. Okay? Next one's going to be a squat hang cluster. So it's basically the same thing, except I'm going to do the same squat. I'm going to go up and overhead. So I'm going to tip over to the knee, bring it up to power position, squat, and then press, right? So it kind of blended like a thruster and a squat clean together. That's what's called a cluster, right? And then I'm going to put it on my shoulders and do a thruster. Okay, so it's just one of each every minute, unless you have your other, unless you're using a dumbbell or a kettlebell, and it's like you need to do more reps to make it tough, right? But just straightforward every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. If you're adding weight to your bar, it's going to be a pretty quick minute. But yeah, so just to go over barbell stuff, and if you want to practice with a PVC, even if you don't have a barbell. Let's go over the clean and the thruster a little bit, right? So kind of bars about the thumb width outside the thigh, maybe a little bit more, feet are under your hips, and that power position is that position that we're always making sure we hit along the lift, right? So right here where I kind of got my little bit of knee bend, I'm ready to extend and jump, right? Often people miss this spot and they kind of hit the bar here and then they jump from here and the bar goes out there. So if I can get to up here, that makes the bar come up and back to my shoulder, right? So I'm going to work on just extend and shrug, down and up. Down and finish that extension. Okay, and then I'm going to high pull, so I'm going to extend and shrug, and then I'm just going to continue that bar in a straight line up. Elbows are going to go back and outside. Right? And I'm working on keeping that bar close, right? And not letting it fly out here, okay? Then I'm going to work on landing in that quarter squat. So I'm going to have my feet narrow. We're going to be landing in that little quarter squat. Right? And I want to be landing butt back. Okay? And then I'm going to start squatting, right? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to land a little bit lower. Land a little bit lower. We'll run into the med ball. And then full squat. Okay, so there's your hang squat clean. Your high hang squat clean. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the hang position. So we're going to be going, so we were in that power position. What we're going to do is hinge over to the knee. So our hips are going to go back. We're going to tip over to the kneecap, or just above, right? And what I got to do is I can't jump from here. I got to bring chest back up to there, and then launch from that same angle we were in when we were doing power position. So it looks like this. So I'm going to go over, I'm going to raise back to power position, and then squat. Right? I don't want to just do, right? I can do that with this, but I'm going to be sitting forward. Anyway, enough weight would knock me over. Right? So it's going to be here, over, back to vertical, and then drop. Over, back to vertical, drop. Okay? And then you're going to turn that into a thruster. So all you're going to do is basically the second one starts the same. All you're going to do is just out of that squat, you're going to drive up as hard as you can. Get everything out of the legs first. So bottom of the shoulders as long as you can. Let the bar shoot up on its own. And then I start to press, right? Biggest mistake with a thruster is that people start to press before they're done squatting, right? So they'll get like here and then they start pushing, right, early, and these haven't finished, and that means my shoulders can't lift as much as my legs, right? So I'm going to leg it up first, and then arm it to finish, right? So it's going to be, so when I do a squat clean, I'm going to drive it up and press, right? Over to the knee, squat, drive up and press, right? When I press, I want to get that head through the shoulders like we always do, trying to get that straight line from that side profile from bar down to ankle, right? I don't want to be leaving this bar forward here, or kind of like leaning back and getting in there. Nice straight line. You'll especially feel this on a thruster, especially if you're going to do two. So if I do one, and the bar's here, and then I start to bring, now I got to do the thruster, when I bring it back to my shoulders. If it's out here, it's going to pull me forward, right? So I got to find my balance, get my head out of the way, get those elbows back in front, squat again, and press. Right? So again, that full combo is, so it's 3 lifts, and they kind of blend together, right? So first one, you're going to deadlift it up, you're going to go over to the knee, and you're going to go into a squat clean, you're going to reset yourself, you're going to go to the knee again, and then you do a squat clean, but drive up and overhead. So you're going to go over, squat clean, cluster, okay? You're going to reset, you're going to keep your feet in a squat stance now, you're going to get your elbows back in front, and just the thruster. So you don't have to clean it on the last one, okay? So that's the kind of the combo. Be a good warm-up. Even if you're using a dumbbell, that'd be a good little warm-up to maybe do a bunch of sets of PVC if you don't have a bar. So if you have a dumbbell, same idea, right? So you're going to go hang clean. So you're going to go from between the legs here. So you're going to hinge over to between the legs, and you're going to go down into a squat clean. So back straight, looking forward. Okay? What I don't want to do is just go and then have the dumbbell go there, right? like the short distance up, just like the barbell, is the most efficient, right? It's not a curl movement, it's a hip extension movement and then dropping into that squat. When I do a hang squat clean thruster or cluster, over, and then drive up, and then the last one I'm just going to leave it on the shoulder and drive up, right? So I'm going to do that combo on the one side, and that combo on the other side. And then again, I would say you're going to have to probably double the reps or triple the reps if this is easy. So if you got a light dumbbell for you, and you could do 3, 3, 3 on the right, 3, 3, 3 on the left in 30 seconds or 40 seconds, and 20 seconds is a good amount of rest, and you can recover and do it again, I would do that. I would do as many reps as I could do to make it challenging, but also be able to keep up with the clock. If all of a sudden you can't keep up with the clock, do less reps. If you're sitting there for way, way, way too long and you have no ability to add weight for you, like if you had a bar, then you're going to stay, then you're going to add some reps. Okay? Kettlebell, same idea. I'm going to hinge between the legs, and then I'm going to get it on the shoulder, and then drive up and overhead, and then I'm just going to put it back on the shoulder and up and overhead. Okay, so you're going to have to play around with it. You can maybe do a little test run before you go. Maybe the first couple minutes are kind of adjusting, and then try to find something that you can stay at. You don't want to be changing your reps up and down, one really hard minute, the next kind of easy minute. I'd rather it be, say, 2, 2, 2 on the right, 2 on the left the whole way through. If you think that that's going to be a little bit hard to keep up with the clock, build some strength, that would be better than gas yourself in one and then basically miss the next minute and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so WOD. So in CrossFit, there's a workout called Fight Gone Bad. So it's kind of a benchmark one that we've done before. We can't do all the movements for Fight Gone Bad in here today, or at home, because you don't have all the stuff. But we're going to do sort of like a Fight Gone Bad style. So what that means, it's going to be 3 rounds through. You got a minute of box jumps, a minute of kettlebell swings, a minute of sit-ups, a minute of lunges, and a minute of burpees. So that's 5 minutes. And then you're going to do a minute of rest. And then you're going to go back up to the start. You're going to go box jumps, kettlebell swings, a minute. So this is going to have a ton of reps, right? It's really hard to lose, really easy to lose track. Also, there's no break between movements. So when you transition, it probably takes 10 seconds to get from finishing doing box jumps to start doing kettlebells, or maybe 5 seconds, right? So you might be a little bit strategic on what you want to do or what you want to get the most amount of reps, right? I know that I'm probably going to get a lot of, I'm probably going to get a lot of lunges in a minute. I'm probably going to get a lot of sit-ups in a minute. I might not be getting as many burpees for some. So I might want to make sure that so if lunges is before the burpees, I want to make sure I get that whole minute worth of lunges right to the end of the minute. Then my transition cuts into the burpee time as far as scoring, right? So if you want to be competitive with it, try to kind of plan it out that the thing that is kind of slowing down for you, stop that early, right? And then make sure that you start the next one right on the minute, right? If it's the thing that's getting you a ton of reps, do the whole minute worth of that one, and then have the transition on the next one. But all of these are pretty quick, but like say like a kettlebell swing, you might not be able to, some people might not be able to hang on to a kettlebell for the whole minute, right? Yeah, so you're gonna do, so box jumps. I don't have my box, it's gone. Okay, so you're gonna go 2-foot jump, and then you're gonna stand up tall in the box, right? So no going doing that like, and stepping down. I'm gonna really extend on the top, so you can use your stairs, you can use the deck, you can use your truck, you can use tailgate, whatever you got. Usually we would do like a 24-inch box for the guys as a standard RX and a 20-inch box for the girls. But I know it's kind of tough, so find something that it would be better if you could be moving the whole time. So you don't want to make it so high that you can't, that you're doing one and then you kind of stand there and then you kind of run up to it and do another one. I'd rather it be kind of fast cycling, lots of rep workout. Okay? Then you're going to do those kettlebell swings that we went over. Remember, hinge at the head and then right to straight up and down overhead. Okay? So not these ones, Russian ones to here. Okay? Sit-ups, you're going to use your mat, ab mat if you want, or a towel underneath your back, or a pillow underneath your lower back to keep that natural curve. You can use your feet like this. You can touch your hands down on the ground and touch your toes. Right? So these should be really quick, basically as fast as you can. I think you're going to get a lot of reps out of these, so you might as well rip them. But put a mat on your back. Lunges, they're just on the spot, but they're hands on your head. Finding that these are good to help people keep the chest up because you really don't want to be like this. It's really good to kind of keep people vertical, especially when we're not adding weight. So it kind of forces you not to get lazy with them, okay? And you can't kind of push off your thigh, right? If you have to, if you can't do a lunge without that little bit of help, then put your hands down and help yourself out, but try to keep them up there for most. And then burpees, chest to the ground. So chest to the ground, get off the ground, and right? Oftentimes you see people doing their burpees and it's like they do the burpee and then they just stand there and then they go back down. So it is a jump. Doesn't have to jump very high, but I get hands up over my head and then down. Okay? You know, over a few minutes, those do make a bit of time difference, and you get a better workout when you're forced to jump, right? Okay, so you're going to do 5 minutes of work, then a minute of rest, then 5 minutes of work, then a minute of rest, 5 minutes of work. So it takes 17 minutes total. I personally would add up the whole round in one shot, because you're not going to have time to write down each movement. Like I did 15 box jumps, and then I did 15 kettlebell swings, I did 15 sit-ups. I would just have one running total, keep running that total all the way till the end of the 5 minutes. Say I get, I don't know, 75 reps or something like that. Write down my 75 in that minute, and then I'll try to beat that 75 every time, right? You won't have time to write everything down in between the sets because there's no transition time. Okay, so yeah, keep the pace up. It's supposed to be a sort of a non-stop kind of keep going kind of workout. All right, have fun.